share, which means it's not helping. I mean, if you help somebody, you have to wait until you say, thank you for helping me. But the way they handle it, they put it as if, it was entitlement to say, I help you and then I'm going to share whatever that you benefit. That is not helping. And even he failed to tell us how much and then where does which bank they deposited.
I love people. I love patriots like Zah because he asked a very specific question. Specific question, Zah. I have to give it to you for that, brah. Just wait right there. Wait right there. Continue deliberating.
Fundamentally changed my life. And I think if you can also grasp this idea, it will fundamentally change your life. It's very similar to Handler's razor, but just a little bit broader. Wusiati is
Ben.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's a concern because the way they behave in South Africa, it's like they think we are stupid. We can just say just because they are blacks, then we have to share everything. So what about their countries? Because they left a lot of people that are suffering in their own countries. They come to South Africa, they say, we are helping South Africa. Because if you can listen to them, most of them, when they come to South Africa, they say, South Africa, we built South Africa. That you see today because our forefathers came to South Africa to work. Remember, if you go to somebody's country for a work, they are paying you. But these people, they don't recognize that they were paid to do something. Whatever who came to South Africa to work, they paid for him to do that. But now they come back to say, no, South Africa, we build South Africa all of us from Africa. And it's so strange to say these people will never hear they talking about this, what do you call it? The Eastern countries like Egypt, Morocco, Algeria. You never hear them talking about, say, no, they are part of Africa. It's only South Africa that is part of Africa. What about Egypt? What about Algeria? What about Somalia? They only talk about South Africa to say, no, we have to share South Africa, all of us. No, really, guys, South Africans, we have to stand up. We can't just allow this thing to happen. And look what is happening. At this moment, if you can see what is happening, they replace all the cities in South Africa. All the cities now they're going to take over these people. And South Africa, if we don't wake up to stand up for ourselves, to say, no, let's save this shenanigans that is happening in South Africa. Really, these people, they're going to replace us. Yeah, that is in short what I can say.
And you know the thing. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. Hello, how are you? The thing is, the very same people that complain and say that us pushing them out of South Africa or us complaining about their presence in South Africa are the very same people that do whatever they want in South Africa. The things that they never get to do in their own country. And the thing is, because we are the way we are as South Africans, everybody thinks that now South Africa is a playground. You'll never hear of people in Zimbabwe, in Botswana, in Swaziland, in Lesotho saying South Africans came here and South Africans did 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and it was illegal. We respect the land of others, but they don't give us the same courtesy. And that for me is one of the points where is, why can't you treat us the same way we treat you? You treat us in your own country, because when we go there, we go with respect. You'll never find saying 55 South Africans were found in Zimbabwe trafficking children. That's not what happens. And when we speak about such topics, people say you're xenophobic. But that's all that comes out from the news. It's always foreigners doing this in South Africa, foreigners doing that in South Africa. So what are we supposed to think? These people are the ones that are ruining our country. And they come here, they get all of our resources, they get education, they get medicine, they get free funding, they get the 350. And what I know is that the 350 was supposed to be for South Africans. They get jobs, they get to do whatever they want in our country. Some of the things that we South Africans don't get anymore. And when we complain, it's a bad thing. But it's not right. South Africans are the only ones paying taxes. These people who are working illegally, they don't pay tax. All that money goes to their countries where they get to build homes and support their families, including all branches of the family with South African money. But the very same South Africans that are paying taxes, now we're paying for other people. Last, there was a census saying that we are 60-something million in South Africa, but there's another 32 million. We don't know that's coming, where it's coming from. Do you see how bad things are? We are supporting a country with more people that are not supposed to be within that country. So I agree with the new law saying that if you want to be in South Africa, you have to earn the right. The new law was signing in, I supported 100%, saying that you have to qualify to come to live in South Africa. You have to have skills, you have to have a job, so that we can tax you and we can benefit from that fact. You're no longer going to stay in South Africa just because you lived here for years. That's what the things, now they're moving well with laws and registrations and procedures, blocking people from just coming and living in South Africa, reaping the benefits without any contribution. It's not xenophobic. Not xenophobic at all. Wanting to protect the land you live in, wanting to make sure that your people, your children, your grandchildren have a future is not xenophobic. This is South Africa, the Republic of South Africa. It's for South Africans. The same way Zimbabwe is for Zimbabweans, the same way Lesotho is for Lesotho people. We have a right to protect our country. Only when we as South Africans are okay, when our economy is up, when our youth has jobs, when children and women and men stop being taken advantage of and stop being raped and killed, only then we'll be in a position where you can say, okay, who near us wants help? Only then. But now you come to a country, you destroy the infrastructure, you plummet the economy, you bring drugs, you laugh saying that our women are cheap. You do very, very bad things.
Ampara, please use
Sorry?
powder and unalive, no?
Oh, okay, Askies. I'm so sorry. Okay, so back to the point. I'm saying that you come and you do all these horrible things that we hear about each and every single day on our social media, on our networks. Like a day can't pass without hearing a terrible story of something bad happening to people in South Africa. So it comes to a point whereas now we have to fix the country, we have to build it up again. Then we can go and help. We can go and help other countries only when our foundation is back to where it was and it's stronger than before. And it's not xenophobic. That's not xenophobic at all.
Hear
Yeah,
from
go
you.
on,
So,
Ben.
hello? Can I go on?
Yes, go on. You can go on. The floor is yours.
Okay. I just want to highlight something here. I just want to hear if you agree with me what is happening in South Africa. These people, they put this Africanism as if South African, they are against Africanism. Remember, South African, they are not against any African if you want to make a good unity. But this, if you look carefully, these foreigners that are in South Africa, that migrated in South Africa, when you talk about them, not about their country, when you talk about the foreigner that are in South Africa to say they must go back to their country, what they do, they jump into conclusion to say South Africa, they don't want Africanism. So always they hide behind the Africanism because they are group that they are trying to advocate to say they have to be in South Africa. So when we want to talk about them, to say no, they can go back to their own country, this is where they put Africanism to say no, we are hating blacks, we are hating what Africanism, we don't want to go to Africa to unite.
I agree. So you're saying that they use the idea of Pan-Africanism as an excuse to say South Africans do not support other Africans. Yeah.
About migration. The people that are staying, some of the people that they left behind in Nigeria, they don't care about migration. But them, because they are the one who migrated, the people they call all the way from USA to say, no, we have to form one Africa. Who said we are against? We are against one Africa. We are against a migration that they are a population in South Africa.
Because the idea of Pan-Africanism is that we treat each other like, the idea is that Africa is one, and as such we have to have certain liberties as Africans, like trade, currency, so we can prop up each other's economies. But the idea only works if everybody participates. Now, if everybody now is flooding to one area, how is that supposed to work? Because now you're putting all the burden of your people onto one economy. Now South Africa is supporting Zimbabwe, South Africa is supporting Lesotho, South Africa is supporting all these other countries near South Africa, and even ones that are far from South Africa. So how are we supposed to be Pan-Africa when you, as a people, you're looking for Pan-South Africa?
Empire, it's not going to work unless we all have something to bring to the table, right? So if other countries just want to come to the table empty-handed, there is no way this whole thing of Pan-Africanism is going to work. It's not going to work. That is why we encourage these people to go back home, rebuild their country, their economy. Once they get to a point where perhaps we are on the same level, then that's when we can start with the idea of uniting. But at this point, I don't think as South Africans we are ready for that.
On your Zars, these people, they don't realize that South Africans, especially blacks, we are the most suffered people, indigenous in Africa in general. All it is Africa were free during apartheid when we suffer in South Africa. Just after 1994, when we say South Africa is free, here they are that want to take over. So that is why even now, if you can see, most of the black South Africans, they are the one who is suffering in their own country. Thank you.
Thank you so much, guys, for the contributions you're making. I mean, I don't know that even when they watch our lives, how do they still dispute the facts? Because what you guys are echoing is actually the truth. It's undeniable. I think if you could stand in front of a leader of any of their countries, they're going to just nod. Right? But anyway, let's welcome Hamba Krikamba. How are you, Hamba Krikamba? I can't see your name, I think the people should type it up down in the comments because I can't see it.
Good morning, Sanbona Nza. I'm well. Don't even have much to say today. I'm here for moral support If I do find something to say, I'll talk.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Stain, you get it, Stain. Yeah, I think it's an open panel. Feel free to also join, guys. Thank you for the tips. It's been a healthy live so far. Appreciate you so much. We can request to join. Everybody's welcome to bring their voice out. We need you to continuously voice your views so that we know actually where do you stand with these issues. Yeah, I think it's a beautiful day. It's a Thursday here in Pretoria, in the capital. I haven't had any BOMBs in the union buildings. That seems like the country is still okay. So yeah, the floor is yours. Morning. So Stein says our military is not ready down there. I don't know. What do you think, Ben? When you look at the SANDF and the defense web, what do you think? Do you think our military is weak, or is that just some propaganda? But one would have to believe that because remember the borders are porous and they were supposed to have military presence there. But I don't think military presence actually paints a picture on whether the SNDF is healthy or not.
Yeah, remember, SARS. These people, they can't function if everything is porous. For example, if you were supposed to control the system of Home Affairs, let me say in general, if we control the electronic system in South Africa, these people it can't function. But because even somebody who jumped the border, he can come in South Africa, go straight to Home Affairs, apply whatever that he want to do. That is where the problem is. But if these people they realize that South Africa don't want them, there's nothing they can do. It's because if you open this side, the other one is open the other side. That is the problem with our government.
Yeah, so in terms of the military, guys, for me the answer is complicated because in some sectors we're good, we're very good, but in some sectors we're not. Like the other, I don't know. It's a month back or more. The Emerald, the Navy Emerald was also exposing the what do you call it, the how the Navy has suffered. Like even now, he was saying that we can't even defend most of the ships coming to South Africa because they lack the budget and the people for more ships and for a proper defense. So in terms of the Navy, we are not okay. But in terms of the ground forces, that's why I'm not sure because our ground forces operate on a very high level. The way I've researched and been looking at the army in terms of ground forces and how they operate, I know for a fact that there we are good. So the other place that was suffering was the Air Force, but they were only suffering in terms of fuel. I don't know in other levels of operation. So yeah, for me it's complicated. We have to get to the bottom of what's going on there because defense is very important for a country, especially the way the world is today with the fragile relationship between us and Western countries. The better our defense is, the better stance we can be for threats. I don't know how other people feel about it. Yeah, and I also don't like the fact that they put NG as the Minister of Defense. No, I think it should be a rule a rule of common sense that the Minister of Defense should be somebody from the military. So I don't know how NG qualifies for that.
All right, give us your comments in the comment section. In my opinion, I don't think it is fair for us to just buy the story that the SANDF is weak. I feel like the SANDF is strong. We're just on a withdrawal mode right now because of the government we have. So I think our military is very much strong. I mean, it depends on who are you comparing it with. So if you're comparing it with Africa, I think we are more on a strong side. There wouldn't be a lot of casualties, right? Even though there are stronger countries, it's not like they will just get a win-win out of South Africa. I mean, looking at exercise Vugutlome on YouTube on the SANDF's, thank you for the likes, I use roll on. It just shows that how strong and prepared the SANDF is. I just feel like they are too withdrawn now. They are in the bases, but they are not sleeping in the bases. Yes, they do have enough. They do have enough weapons. Kumalo, if you check on the on the defense web, you will see that even now, as we speak, there is new drones like 21st century state of the art things. Like our Melkor 7. That's a beautiful thing right there. If you're looking at Konto MK, what do they call it? But those are beautiful things of weapons that we have there, and I think they are prepared. It's just that the chief in command has not deployed them to go to the borders. They just need a go ahead.
Just to add there, I agree with you. It doesn't mean that our military is weak. It's just because our government, they don't know how to utilize it. Because if you can look at what the system that they use, you can't say you have got a military that is just sitting inside a country, like here in Pretoria, doing nothing. So these soldiers were supposed to be utilized along the borders of South Africa, especially in the Beit Bridge in the Mozambique, so that they can protect those border towards along South African borders. So that is where the military were supposed to be exercised, because most of the time, military they don't do anything inside the country.
Very much, Ben, because they this government, they have kept everything going, but they have made everything weak.
To add to,
Empire.
no, to keep to that, I don't think it's
also the South African police force that was turned into the South African police service. A service, really? A service? Well. Zwa, are you there?
Sorry, I was out for a bit. You were saying?
I was saying that they also turned the South African police force into South African police service, like a cleaning service,
Yeah.
I don't get how strong it is.
No, I think, you see, the problem with South Africa is this, my brothers and sisters. The problem is this, I don't know how they operate. I don't seem to understand, but I do know for sure if they want something, they can achieve it. So if you're unfortunate enough to be on the other side of the law, you can ask anybody you believe is a criminal or is a criminal. If the SAPS wants you, they will find you. Resources will appear. So the thing is, unfortunately, these resources have been held. For what reason? I don't know. They only come out when corruption is happening or when things when people are demanding answers to the point whereby the police can't say no anymore. When they want you, They will find you. South African SND has everything other police forces all over the world. We see on TV, they have it. They have forensics. They have people that work underwater. They have drones. They have those portable cameras they carry. They do have them. But unfortunately, they only operate on certain levels only in certain areas and only when they want to operate. So it's not that I don't know what's going on, who's holding them back, or I don't understand. So I can't answer the question, but I do know for a fact they do have resources.
I think nobody's holding them back. These people is just incompetent of cadres deployment. That is where the problem starts. Because if you just bring somebody just because he's a politician to say manage the high profile position of say Minister of Police without qualification, without even vetting him if he's got a fraudulent qualification or whatever, put him in that position. That is where the problem starts.
Yeah.
Because automatically that person, once he knows that he has been employed unconstitutional, automatically he's gonna continue with the corruption to say no, I have to employ my brother, I have to employ my sister, without even realizing that he's putting the country into trouble. That is exactly what we find in the form of Sevilla. To say Sevilla has been employed, only to find that Sevilla is failing the test. So even if you look at the Madlanga, instead of inquiring to find out who employed Sevilla, they stop it. They don't want to find out who employs Sevilla while he failed the test.
Yeah, because they can't. It is going to reveal a deeper level of corruption, and it's going to expose too many people that are high up in positions of control. The first rule of thumb for being a minister is simple. You have to be qualified in the field in which you are a minister. So if you're a minister of education, you have to be somebody in a higher state of education and say, okay, we are confident that this person will know what education in our country will need. If you're the minister of sport, of youth sport, we were supposed to understand how this person knows what the youth will need in order to play to a higher level of sport. So that's not what's happening in South Africa. The minister, what I said about Angie, they're just putting ministers anyway. First of all, Angie is incompetent. Above that incompetence, she's very old to the point where I don't believe she's functioning properly. The person who's supposed to be the minister of defense is supposed to be maybe a 5-star general who stepped out of the army. Now he's in politics, because that person will know we need this amount of ammunition, we need this amount of vehicles, we need doctors, we need this. So I can't understand what's going on. No, I understand it is corruption, a very high level of corruption, and it's going to hurt us. And it's painful because we know as South Africans we can function at that level. We can function at that level.
Yeah, I agree with you on that, and including the fact that if you look at the Minister of Finance, when he makes the budget, you can sense that there is a lot of incompetence. To say this budget always it favors the developed urban areas. You never think about to see when you do the budget, at least put the equal in terms of finance, so that the rural area can pick up to develop themselves. For example, if you look at the municipality in the rural areas, they give them the small budget comparing to the municipality that is controlling the big city like Tshwane.
Yeah.
Give the bigger budget because it's a bigger municipality, which means the bigger municipality always is upfront. But if you give those municipalities the equal budget, we give equal in terms of finance, the smaller municipality can be upgrade itself to at least to cover the gaps that they left behind. Because the rural people, they are suffering, they don't got no water, they've got no. But if you look at the budget, it's still the same. They give the small budget to say, no, manage this municipality with that small budget. I think it doesn't make sense.
Exactly. Exactly. Because the incompetence of the people on top leads to the corruption of the people under them, to the point where if you as a person are a head of an organization and you don't understand what's going on in that organization, the people under you are going to do whatever the hell they want because you can't control it. You don't know what's going. If I come to you and say, sir, we need 10,000 toilets for the municipality, because you don't know anything about being a minister, you're just going to agree. 10,000. You don't even have follow-up questions. Why do we need 10,000 toilets? How many houses are within the area you're talking about? How many of them have plumbing? You see, now you're just giving them the budget. 10,000, that's a lot, meaning it's good. Then you give away the money. And the other thing is the tender. The tender system is also the reason why there's so much corruption. I don't like it. I don't like the tender system at all. At least, let me say, especially if people argue that it's necessary for further development, then the way they are doing it is wrong. The way they are doing it is very wrong.
Yeah, Adil, can you come in? Maybe you can come with the.
Hello, Adele. How are you?
Hello.
Hi.
I'm just very exhausted, you know. It's tough. What are we talking about? Just give me a clue, please. What is the discussion?
We were talking about state functionality, whether the state is still fit take care of the 60.4 million people plus illegal aliens on top of that. What I've just put here is just my game with Chief and Susu, unless if you guys want me to put the topic that I had put.
You put?
Here it is.
My opinion is Zondu PF or whatever, they are weak, but they like how can I put it? We are talking about Zimbabweans, aren't we? Can anybody answer me, please?
No, it's actually the SANDF, the military.
Oh, South Africa. You know what? Just one moment. I just want to mute this one when I speak. Sorry. Empower. I have to mute you. Don't unmute, please, because I can't speak. The thing is, our army hasn't failed us. The thing is, it's the government who failed them, because they are there to protect us and the nation, like the SAPS, our police force. They are there to protect us as citizens of this country, and I think our leadership is weak. We need new blood. We need young people to come forward who knows what they're talking about, who studied politics, who's studying and they got their degrees and their doctorates and everything. And we need people that can uplift our country and make sure. I'm from South Africa. That's where I'm from. I'm born and bred in South Africa. I just don't sound like it because I was married to a Canadian for over 20 years. And I couldn't speak my native language because he didn't understand and didn't want to learn it. So there you go. I think Adele, currently they care more about foreigners. That's true. They must stop it. That's why I said our army and our police force, it's our government which is the ones who who doesn't want to give them power, right? And unfortunately, they have to abide to our president and our leaders, which is collapsing by the day. So by the way, so I think we the patriots, I'm sure we can run up a lot of people and lock them all up, and we can do a referendum, or we can say, right, let's amalgamate those parties and these parties who we know is not corrupt, and then put them in power. And let me tell you something, we will thrive. We will be back on top of the world, and Donald Trump will cry.
Agree with Adele wholeheartedly. Everything she said is on point. And the painful part is we have young people that are very intelligent, very educated, and very qualified for positions of power. But because of the people on top that are clinging to the cash, to the money flowing, to their corruption, these people have find it very hard for them to get to those positions. Like, for example, you can't say you're a minister of youth, but you yourself are not youth. You're above 35 years old by a very large margin. That you can't operate like that. You can't operate like that.
Or being a minister.
So I agree with Adele very, very, very much. Very much that we need new blood, and younger blood is the way to go. Because the younger people know, they understand what's going on. It's just that I don't know what's going on, because we as South Africans, I don't know whether it's fear or we don't want things to fail, because at some point in our past we were at a point whereby we were fighting and there was a whole lot of riots, and so maybe it's because we fear of going back to that era. But we need to fight. We need to stop these people, because the only way the government is going to improve is if we as South Africans improve it and fight for the rights we know we have, and we have the right to them.
I agree with you, Empower. The other problem that I realized that is that it's not because South Africans, they have got a fear. I think is the problem that we're experiencing as a South Africans is because these politicians, they've been mushrooming this cadres deployment to such extent that a mere politician who has never been even past matric is running the municipalities. And to such extent that all the politicians, they give themselves positions in the municipality. Even if you go to the department, once the minister of they hire the minister for whatever as a cadre, he mushrooming all these positions into cadres positions so that they can see what is happening with their corruption inside the department. Even if you can see that the reason why we can see that the South African Defence Force is not functioning is because the cadres has been mushrooming, holding top positions. So it's difficult for a mere South African to question their ability to run the entities.
Good afternoon, guys. I'd like to just
Yeah, good afternoon, everyone. I'd like to just disagree a little bit with what has been said in some areas. I think us as South Africans, we lack a bit of knowledge at times to perform some activities. If I can give you an example, I know a lot of people always talk about youth, but we also need to face the fact that the youth currently now are not interested in politics or anything that's political, especially if you are not part of it. Because if you see a lot of youth that are in politics, they mostly would have been part of it in a varsity where you got your student representatives, and that's where most of them actually start their political journey. And then from there, that's when they start attending the rallies of parties and starts being indoctrinated by these parties at that age. But for the majority of them, or majority of the students, they are not really interested. And then we see that when they go into the workplace, they tend to want to focus on their careers. It's mostly, in a lot of times, it's the guys that, I don't want to say don't have a lot going for them, but would want to pursue a political career after maybe their personal ventures have not gone so successfully. So I think that's the first thing. We need to first educate, or try and make sure that we educate as many people about the basic political system. Because a lot of people even ask for the government for things that the constitution allows them to do, not even the government. But then because we are so starved of knowledge when it comes to the political sphere, we don't even know if we're coming and going. So, and sometimes, I do understand the calls of getting someone who, for example, if there's a minister of youth, getting someone who's not a youth, because at the end of the day, we're talking about competency here. That's why most of the times for a judge, you'll never find a 30-year-old judge. They're normally 50, 60 years plus, because for someone to make such critical decisions where people's lives are resting on them, you'd want someone who has seen it all almost, who has understood everything that's happening. Same thing with a minister of youth. I wouldn't necessarily like a young person in that portfolio, rather than having someone who can get the ball rolling. That's why if you look at a municipality, that's why the leadership of a municipality is normally twofold. That's why it's normally you have a city manager. He does the administrative side of things. So he deals with the budget, he makes sure that all the people underneath him, or the city employees are paid on time, they've got enough resources and so on to make sure that the job gets done. And then you get the mayor. The mayor is more on the political side of things, where politically, they push their own agendas. And so that's the difference between someone, and that's why you could get someone who is not an army person to be the minister of the army, because you get it even in the army, you get, it's also twofold. You also get someone who look at the political side of things, and someone who look at the actual groundwork, make sure that the generals are fine, make sure that the soldiers and all those things are taken care of, as much as it also needs someone to make sure that the funding to buy new equipment, to buy all those things are sort of there. So, but what I'm saying overall is that we need someone who can get the job done, more than gender, more than age, more than race. Because I think that's where we are as a country. That's where we're struggling at the moment. So to go back to the SANDF, I think they're not weak. As we have seen them, they are basically the only army, or the SADC region consists of them mostly. That's why even if you look at a lot of the conflicts that happen, we are normally the ones that are called to step in and try and restore a calmness in that region. But we have to also agree that due to the weak people that have been put there politically to look after that area, we then find ourselves in the place where we are right now, where our army is tremendously underfunded. And I think the two will always need to go hand in hand. Someone who's politically driven to look after the portfolio, and someone who's actually on the ground who will actually make sure that the work that needs to be done gets done. Thank you. Let me hold there for now.
Thank you so much. We can go to Reds now. Reds, welcome.
Hi, how you doing?
I'm doing good, man. We're doing great in Tswana. There's no BONBs that
Good.
in the Union buildings. The Union buildings is still standing, so I'm good.
Host, can you please just give me a brief rundown of the topic, or can I just go?
Yeah, we were talking about, is the SANDF weak, in your own opinion, or is it
Of
just
course it is.
the government is weak? Reds,
Of course it is, bro. We were defeated by Rwanda. Rwanda isn't even the size of Gauteng. It's smaller than Gauteng. We were defeated by those guys. So the South African Defence Force is a joke, and now they've exposed us. You know, I've seen countless posts where on TikTok and everywhere else where they would rank the military strength of each country, and South Africa would always come out top 3, if not number 1. People would say number 1 South Africa, number 2 Egypt, number 3 Nigeria, and it will be like that interchangeably. And in my mind, I also thought that South Africa had the toughest military in basically in the whole of Africa. But that embarrassing defeat to Rwanda, that was embarrassing. How could we get defeated to a country that's not only smaller than us in terms of size, population, military budget? I mean, come on, bruh. I mean, even Paul Kagame bragged about defeating us, and he even said that.
So Reds.
I mean, it's embarrassing.
Red, point of correction. We are not fighting Rwanda, ne? We are not fighting Rwanda, first of all.
Reds, how were we defeated?
Well,
And were we in a WAR? And if we were in a WAR, when did it start, Reds? Reds, when did the WAR start, Reds?
well, here's the thing. The fact is that we should have never been defeated by Rwanda. Whether it was Rwanda or whether it was a militia from Rwanda that went in the Congo and stuff, it should have never happened. Our soldiers should have never waved the white flag. If anything, people should be scared. People should be afraid. When South Africa's name is mentioned in any type of conflict, people should be afraid. But what happened on that day was absolutely detestable. And nobody's talking about South Africa is militarily a weak country, whether you like it or not.
Host. I don't know. I think I missed.
Whether you like it or not.
Sorry. I don't know if Reds. I don't know, host. Maybe it's me, but I don't know if Reds is answering your question or is talking on a tangent.
Yeah, I don't think he is. I think Reds is like. I don't think he is.
Yeah, I'd also like to understand on his perception, what does defeat mean? And as you've said, when were we in war with Rwanda, or does he even understand the fact? Sorry.
Okay, okay, it's fine. Can I ask you a question, and please answer my question because you interrupted me. Can I ask you a question?
No. I didn't interrupt you. I'm asking for clarity. I want you to carry on, but I'm just looking for clarity.
Yes.
Because the host asked you a question.
It's fine.
I don't know if I personally had missed it.
Can I answer a question finally? Can I answer a question? Protagonist or yes, protagonist. Can you please open your mic?
No, go ahead. I'm listening. That's why I'm muted.
So okay, it's okay. I'm gonna ask you a question, and if you don't answer my question, I'll simply ignore you. The answer to my question is a simple.
Listen,
oh my god.
No. I don't want us. Listen, this is your turn. I want us to have a back and forth. All I'm pointing out is that The host asked you a question based on a submission, and I
Oh
don't know
my
if it's
God.
me. If everyone tells me that you did answer and I just missed it, I'll take it as that. But to me, I didn't hear you answer his question, and that's all I'm interested.
Okay, it's fine. Well, I'm saying to you, I'm going to ask you a question right now, and the answer to my question requires a simple yes or no. Is that fair, protagonist? Protagonist. Hi, bruh, I'll just ignore you.
What a call. So I
The
missed a bit of what you're saying.
Okay,
I don't know
I'm
if you
saying.
heard what you're saying. Yes.
Okay, I'm saying I'm going to ask you a question, and the answer to my question requires a yes or a no. Is that fair? I'm going to ask you a question right now. Yes or no? Is that fine? Oh, okay. Okay, it's fine. Okay. Okay, it's fine. Okay, it's fine. Ask me that question again. Once I'm done answering that question, I want to ask you a question. Is that fair?
That's fair. That's fair. I
Okay.
didn't
What was the
listen.
question?
I
What
don't
was
know.
the
I asked
question?
you a question, Reds, to
Yes, the
say
host asked
Okay.
you.
how did we
Okay.
lose and when did we start a WAR with Rwanda and what was the primary issue around there, given that we are far apart from each other?
Okay, so you asked me 3 questions. Question number 1 is how did we lose? Question number 2, when did we start a WAR? And question number 3 is what was the primary reason? Yeah, so those are 3 questions.
Yes.
Question number 1, we never started a WAR with Rwanda. It wasn't between us. That's question number 1. I answered it. Question number 2, what were the circumstances in which we were sent there? From our limited understanding, the president of Congo and president of South Africa had some sort of agreement where they would provide Congo with security services in exchange for, I don't know, for contracts. That's according to my limited understanding. I don't know the intricacies of what happened. That's number 2. Question number 3 is how did we lose? We lost because our soldiers, we had casualties, and our soldiers came back, and the problem is still ongoing. I hope I answered your question. Yes? Can I ask my question now?
Yes, Reds, you can.
Okay.
Can I say something
No.
before
Wait,
Hans
hold on.
continues?
Wait. No, you can't say
bro.
anything.
No, I want to.
Okay, wait,
No.
wait, people.
Let him finish.
Gentlemen,
Let him
gentlemen. Please mute your mic for me. Rats, go on. You got the floor.
Yes, so thank you very much. Yeah, my question is to protagonist. I answered this question. Can I ask you one question? And I need a yes or a no. Is that fair? I was fair to you.
Go ahead, ask your question, but your answers for the previous question
Okay.
were wrong, by the way.
Okay, they were wrong. Oh, okay. Well then I guess you're a smart one. I guess you're a smart fellow.
I'm not a.
My question to you is, oh my God, can I ask my question? Can I just ask my question already?
Be sarcastic and stuff.
Bruh.
Like, honestly.
You're wasting everyone's time. You're clearly an
Alright,
amateur when it comes to these debates.
Listen, give your submission
Can
to
I
ask me a
ask-
question.
yeah.
Go on. I'll just
Yeah,
sit
it's
there.
fine.
Continue
My
to
turn.
ask your questions.
So,
please,
yes. So my question to you, protagonist, it's a simple yes or no. Did or did not the army members from the South African National Defence Force wave a white flag? Yes or no?
The members, no, they didn't.
Listen,
Hold on. Can you answer my question?
No, protagonist.
Can
we
you
need
answer
to
my
ask
question?
This guy. We need to answer this guy.
No,
technically.
Zah,
Let's
like,
give him let's
Zah.
not disturb
Can you
him.
answer my
Protagonist,
question?
Let me answer him.
It's a no question, guy.
Yes.
It was
Let
a
me
yes
answer
or
the
no.
question. Let me answer it. protagonist.
Zah, no. I asked
Zah, let me
protagonist.
answer.
He's a
Let me
smart
answer.
one here. Yeah, yes or no?
Let me answer. You know, before I answer you, Reds, I want to know one
Oh my
thing.
god. Oh my god.
Does context matter to anything?
I
But
give
the
up.
context matter.
I give
No,
up.
hold
Brother,
on.
I give up.
brother,
I give up.
protagonist,
Don't answer my question.
answer
Don't
the
answer
yes
my
or no.
question.
Then
No,
after,
no, don't.
give your
I'm not
context. Give your
interested.
context.
Yes, yes.
Give
I'm
your
not
context
interested
after you answer the
anymore.
question.
All right.
I'm
It
I'm
doesn't
not
matter.
interested anymore.
Okay,
Yeah,
it's
it
fine.
doesn't
This is
matter.
Ross.
You
Yeah, don't
you can't
answer.
say you're not
Don't
interested
answer.
anymore, even though it's a
No.
debate.
Listen,
No, but he's not answering, bro. I asked him a yes or no. He
Emperor.
has to give me a
Yes,
speech.
yes,
sorry.
yes.
I'll
That's
answer.
what I'm
Give me
saying.
answer.
I'm saying
Please mute.
let the
Please
protagonist
mute.
answer, then he'll give
Yeah.
his
Please mute. I'll give you
reasoning
answer.
after.
I'll
Right?
give you an answer.
Yeah.
You know, before I give the answer, I'd just like to say this is
Bye, guys. Bye.
okay, bye-bye. Okay, we don't need you here anyways. It's fine. If you want to go, you can go. But I feel like it's so idiotic what this guy's saying. It's like you getting into a fight with someone. Someone lands one blow and you land 100. And based on him just landing one blow, he's going to say, oh no, you lost the fight. He doesn't look at the other blows that you've landed. The South African army did wave the white flag. But that's why I asked, does context matter to why or how it happened the South African army waved the white flag? Just because in
does.
one...
It
Yeah,
does,
just-
yeah.
It does. Yeah.
And that's why I'm
Please,
asking.
please
that to
give us the context now.
him.
I know he must be listening somewhere if he left.
Yeah,
So
Bring
Yeah,
him
but
back
I
up, please.
yeah.
yeah, because the way I understand what happened, the people that ambushed the what I know is this, that the people that ambushed the South African forces in Congo, they weren't even Rwandans themselves, but they were working for Rwanda, but under the influence of France. So that's what I know. So I don't know whether the information is correct or no. All I know is that the people that attacked South Africa were mercenaries that work for Rwanda, but under the influence of France. That's why Rwanda was beating his chest, threatening South Africa, because they had France in their back line. It was all an excuse to get South Africa to do something, because at the time, remember, France is losing control in Africa. You know about Burkina Faso, Niger, everybody's losing. So the West is losing. So that's what I know. So if you have correct information, please tell me. But that's the context I know.
Yeah, guys, let's continue with the topic. That guy, for sure, you don't understand the work of the United Nations peacemaking, how it works. That is why he just came here to say, no, South Africa were fighting Rwanda. South Africa were not going to fight Rwanda in DRC. So
Yeah,
let's
but then
just
why did
continue.
Ramaphosa send 13 members from SANDF there? Why was it? If he
Because
didn't want to war.
I think.
Let me tell you why.
Okay, can I
No, wait,
have a
I'm
chance?
asking one.
Nations,
Sorry,
not
hold
the
on, guys. Right, hold on. Let me just ask one thing. If I don't want a war, why would I want to send my people to a place where I know they're going to get annihilated?
Okay,
For
can I answer you?
peacemaking, not for fighting.
Well, it's not sending people to annihilation.
My friend,
The
this is Africa.
SNNDF has operated in Congo for years. It wasn't the first time we sent soldiers there.
Under United Nations,
There are-
not
No,
not sent by.
SADC.
Yeah.
Because
Okay. Yeah.
DRC, hold on, guys. DRC is part of SADC.
Sorry?
No, DRC is part of SADC. So that's why even South Africa, whenever they go and have
Okay.
elections in their countries, South Africa always goes and overseas. Well, not
Why
always,
you
but South Africa is one of the one.
Okay.
You guys hear me? Yeah, South Africa is one of the countries that goes to oversee such things. Just like whenever we have SADC matters, DRC is part of SADC, and the conflict is happening in DRC, in Goma, in the eastern part of DRC, where they border Rwanda and DRC. So South Africa, along with other soldiers in the SADC region, they've sent people to go and maintain peace there, as because we are part of SADC. So that's why we send our troops there. That's why if there's a conflict in Sudan, like how it is right now, we do not send our troops there because we are not part of whatever alliance they have. But rather, same thing, our soldiers have been there since 98, if I'm not mistaken. Whether it's on and off or permanently there, but our soldiers have been there since 98. Likewise, they've been also to Mozambique, and wherever there has been instability in the SADC region, they have sent our soldiers based with the aim to restore parity and peace as part of the people that we are in alliance with for SADC. So South Africa was not in war with DRC. They are not in war with Rwanda, but rather South Africa sent their soldiers, part of SADC, to go and restore peace there, which is an alliance that we have with all the SADC regions. That's how we're even there in the first place. So no one lost the WAR, no one won at WAR. It's just a conflict that's just been ongoing there that South Africa happens to be part of. Just like in the Sahel region, they've got their things together now. And that's what they are modeling that off what we are doing here in South Africa, or in SADC.